back to Miss Cindy's Kitchen. It's been a little bit of time since we put out our last video of it. As with everybody this time of year, it's a little bit busy. So anyway, make sure you like and subscribe and share to your friends and give us your feedback. And tonight we're going to be making Savory Cheddar Cheese Biscuits.
Ooh.
And that's going to go with our pork chop Spanish rice, which is something we made a while back on the channel that we can link for you because it's a family favorite and we all love it. So anyway, at Grocery Outlet they had this King Arthur flour on special for $1.49 because it's close to date, and I always wanted to try self-rising flour, and King Arthur brand is one of the best flour brands. So anyway, in this we will have 2 cups of the self-rising flour, and that's what I've already put in this bowl. And then we have 4 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese, freshly grated or diced. Well, what we have on hand is a Colby Jack blend that's pre-shredded. Pre-shredded is convenience, but shredded from the block is actually the best way to go because it melts the best. But we'll use what we have. And we'll have a teaspoon of black pepper and a 1/4 cup of chopped chives. Well, that would be fresh chives, but we'll use some dehydrated chives, just not quite as much. And a cup of heavy cream. And this time of year I like to keep heavy cream on hand to bake with, and it goes really well in scones and it goes really well in these biscuits. So anyway, we preheat the oven to 425, and that's already going, so it should be at temperature by the time they're ready to go in the oven. And then we are going to mix the flour with the cheese, stir in the pepper and chives, and then add the cream. So basically the cream is the last thing to go in, so we're going to dump in the cheese, and then I would think probably a tablespoon of chives is probably plenty. So let me grab the measuring cups, measuring spoons actually. So a 1/4 cup fresh would probably be about a tablespoon of dry. So I'm going to plop that in there. That's just a little extra for good measure. When you've been baking for a while, you measure with your heart and with your eyes. You eyeball a lot of things. So, and then we have the teaspoon of pepper. So we're going to take the teaspoon measure, and this is getting down to the bottom of the canister, and there's a lump of pepper in there. That would not be good to bite into a lump of pepper. I don't know about you, but that just sounds gross. So there's that. So we're mixing everything first. This is what I stirred up the flour with earlier, so I'm just going to go ahead and use that again. I'm going to get that all together. Alright, now that we got that in there, I'm going to use this dough tool and mix in the cream. That little chime was the oven is ready. So it's always good to have your oven at temperature when the recipe's ready to go in the oven. So we're going to mix this together until it forms a dough. And it's a very dry dough. So it's already coming together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it up by hand. So let me just get a tiny bit of flour on the board. I'm going to use some standard flour. The kitchen's a little messy because I've been baking all day. It's the holidays. I want to get a lot of baking done. So I'm just going to dump this on the board. So I'm going to pull this off the thing here. And I learned a really cool trick the other day. I came across a YouTube channel of this person who's been a cook in professional kitchens for quite a long time, like his whole adult life. He didn't go to culinary school, but he knows a life experience sometimes is more important than book experience or classroom teaching. And he suggested that when your hands are covered in dough, rub flour on them to loosen the dough rather than sticking them directly in the sink to rinse them off. And I thought, you know what, that's really good. It's a really good idea. So, this dough seems really dry to me. I'm going to put a little bit more cream in it to soften it up. So, bear with me for a second here. Just a tiny bit more cream, just enough to bring it together. All right, so we're gonna squeeze it together. There, now it's starting to come together. It just needed like a tablespoon more. So this is making a little bit of a mess, but it's the first time I've made this recipe, so I'm trying something new with a new product that I found. All right, I think we are ready to squish this out flat. Let me just get a little bit more in there. All right, doesn't have to be neat.
So you would recommend that if your dough is a little dry, just to put a little bit more.
Put a little bit more liquid in it.
Whatever liquid you're using? Yeah.
And just go by tablespoons until it's the right consistency. And based on the weather, that can affect your dough. If it's really humid outside, your dough is apt to be more sticky. And if it's dry outside, your dough can be more dry. Just use your instinct. So I'm going to press that flat. Oh yeah, my hands are tired, so I'm gonna double them up here. Making cookies all day. So it says to go till it's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. So you can just eyeball that. So now I'm going to use the cutters. And just going to do that. And I'm not going to twist it because if you twist it, it will seal the edges of the biscuit and it won't rise as well.
Oh, okay.
So one thing I learned from baking, sometimes you pick up little tips here and there and incorporate them as you go. So I'm going to put them on my bar pan. And as you can see, I made my whipped shortbread earlier today. That's another recipe we've made previously. It's a Christmas classic in our household.
Yeah, I think we got some of the most interesting comments from your shortbread cookie, mostly about my breathing.
Well, you breathe heavy on a lot of videos.
That's true.
All right.
I don't do it on purpose.
You just like to stay oxygenated.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to keep cutting them out until we get all of them cut out. And then we are going to bake them for about 15 to 18 minutes. So it looks like we've got a couple more biscuits in here. So let me just squish them out. All right, do one more cut biscuit and then we'll just bake the rest in a lump there. So hopefully these won't turn out like hockey pucks. Because every now and then you make biscuits that can come out a little dense. But I think these will be good. So that's roughly the same size as the other ones we've got. So we're going to bake these at 425 for about 15 minutes. And then we'll bring you back for a taste test. So make sure you've liked and subscribed and shared this video. And leave us a comment. And we're going to get a lot more Christmas recipes your way soon. So I'll be right back. All right, and the biscuits have cooked for about 18 minutes. And then I let them sit out for about 10 minutes so we wouldn't have scorched mouths when we did the taste test. So let me get one out for Logan.
Hey, Logan.
Ooh. And you split it. One actually split in half in the oven. When you have a high fat ingredient, it helps the flour make little air pockets, and that's why that's kind of separated easily. So let's get you some butter.
Ooh, yeah, butter.
Yeah. All right. So just a little smear of butter. All right. Let me know what you think.
Hey.
It's a new recipe.
Some top. That's really good.
Kind of a rich, savory biscuit. Imagine how good that will taste with our pork chop Spanish rice.
Yeah, nice and fluffy. Got the cheddar in there.
Yeah. And I think next time I'll make it, I'll get some sharp cheddar in a block so I can shred it. And the more intense the flavor of the cheese, it'll probably be even better.
Ooh.
So anyway, we're going to go ahead and eat our dinner with our yummy biscuits. So come back again and join us, and we'll have some Christmas treats for you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.